Hello guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the TikTok with OG Precious. I'm really glad to have you. Thank you so much for finding this video worth clicking. Please, if this is your first time seeing this video, well, this is my first video, so please click on the subscription button and click on the post notification bell so that you can get notification whenever I post a new video. Like I said, this is the TikTok with OG Precious, where we talk about all the juicy, thick, steamy details on politics, trends, celebrity gist, just about anything you want us to talk about. I also wanted to catch me up on a segment called Beyond the Status Quo, and this is the segment where we discuss and talk about those things that we do not want to talk about, those things we try to close our eyes to, those things we feel scared of discussing. We do all of that on Beyond the Status Quo every Thursday, right? So with that introduction being said, I would like us to go straight into the video of today. So the video today is basically what to expect from the upcoming primaries, right? I have some points listed down on my phone, so it is from this point I'll use to explain most of the things that we can expect from these upcoming primaries. Now, as a good Nigerian citizen, right, we are in such a state of anarchy, such a state of economic should I say economic collapse, and it is really disturbing. So if you haven't gotten your voter's card, this is not a time to say my vote will not count, my vote will not count. The best thing for you to do right now is to get your PVC. Do that which you can do. So please do get your PVC, do register if you've not gotten yet, and if you have gotten, please endeavor to come out on the said day of election, which is still next year, to vote, right? So May 14th, it has been slated that that day will be the day for the upcoming primaries. Now, individually, we all have our candidates that we think, oh, this particular candidate, once this particular candidate comes into power, things will change, or you at least better the fate of Nigeria, right? Some persons have P2B, some persons have Jemi Osibanjo, some persons have Ahmed Tinubu, and then Atiku Abubakar, and a whole lot others. There are a whole lot, because it could be like say people when they look for the position, not past people when they want rule, right? So before you talk about this your individual being the best, you understand that you start selling this your individual as the best when the primaries have been conducted. And between the PDP and APC party, they usually have and they usually do it by way of delegation, right? In each state, in each 36 states, they have like delegates. They conduct an election, select, let's say, 5 or 10 delegates that will represent them in the national primaries to choose a flag bearer. So I'm going to give you one of those reasons why, or one of those reasons you should keep in mind, right, in case your candidate does not appear to be the flag bearer of the party he belongs to. The first one is immediate gain. Now, this is so important because the people who are going to act as delegates are politicians, and politician, all is love and war. In politics, all is everybody's looking out for themselves. Nobody's looking out for what you will give them when you become president. What will you give them for them to even make you the flag bearer? That is the immediate gain. So where, for instance, how do I put it? Where, for instance, I am Ahmed Tinubu and Mr. B is Osibanjo, and I have more money as Tinubu than Osibanjo, right? I am more likely to be able to influence the delegates with enough fund. You know, money is very important. It is a language all persons understand, right? So when I'm able as Tinubu now to give, maybe say I have enough money, so Osibanjo gives 30,000 naira and I top it up to 50,000 naira or 70,000 naira. Do you think that those delegates that P2B or that me as Atiku Abubakar has already paid money to, do you think that being able to afford or double the amount of money the other candidate has already given will not sway the mind of the delegates to actually vote for the other person. So I think as Nigerians, what we really owe the individual candidate to have is prayers for them to actually emerge as a flag bearer, because they're not looking at when you tell them, see, my name is P2B, right? And if I get into the office of the president, I am going to give you contract, I'm going to make you minister of this. What if you don't win? What if you don't win? So they're not looking at what we give them when you become a president. They're looking at what will you give them for them to give you their vote to be able to be the party's flag bearer. So you see that money plays an important role, and any particular candidate who has higher money, bigger money, has the tendency or has the higher inclination to actually win the party primaries than the other who doesn't really have much money, right? So the second point now I will get into is loyalty and sentiment. This works in two ways. I'm going to explain using an instance. Let's say Ahmed Tinubu, for instance, now helped somebody, one of those delegates has helped one of those delegates in time past. Do you get to a secure position to do something? You know, when that particular person is not in a position such as being a delegate for party primaries, he feels indebted. He feels he is loyal to that particular candidate that helped him. That is the problem Musibanjo is facing in the APC, this, which I think that is even a political politics. I don't really think that's really an issue within them, Sham. But you know, in politics they can bring up anything, and if you're not careful, if your mind is not focused, you'll be swayed by it. So why are people condemning Musibanjo for picking form to run for president for the presidential election? They felt like, okay, Tinubu was the person that gave you this platform to be a VP. You're not meant to be. You're not meant to actually contest against him. Do you get? That is what loyalty does. Now, if those persons, if those delegates for the party primaries, if there are people who are indebted to one of those presidential candidates, it favors them. And that is just like loyalty, we favor a particular individual candidate. That is how sentiment will work against the other candidate. So if I wake up in the morning, I'm a delegate, and I'm like, even if Yemi Osibajo gives me $10,000 and I don't like him, I'll collect the money. I will not vote him. I just don't like him. Oh, he's from the east. I don't like east. Oh, he's from the north. I don't like north. Oh, he's from... Do you get? With this particular kind of sentiment, they may not win the vote of the particular persons who are sentimental about them. And if they don't win it, invariably, they've lost that vote, right? And invariably, their chances of emerging as a flag bearer of the party becomes low, right? So, the next point I would like us to talk about is statutory and elected delegates. Like I said, delegates are people who are brought up or who are given the power to act on behalf of another person, right? Now, in each party constitution, for instance, there may be people who are, should I say, who are meant to be delegates. They are statutory delegates. Let's say the chairman of every party zone all over the country. Let's say the chairman or the secretary. You get what I'm trying to say, right? If they are key persons who by the party's constitution are meant to be delegates, absolutely, like these ones are here, where select 5 other persons, select 10 other persons. If there's those people that are there, you see that it might work for or against a particular candidate. I'm going to illustrate. Let's say, for instance, now the north and the east, they have equal number of delegates. This is not the case because the north already has more states. With the whole southeast, southwest, south combined, still not up to the north, right? But let us even bring a scenario where they are equal. And then what we'll have to struggle about is those statutory delegates, those ones that are meant to be there. Now, you see that if those statutory delegates are not there, right? The other party would have won, but because those statutory delegates are there, it now brings an extra work. Who will win them? It's like when, let me give you a perfect example. When there's a tie between something, right? And then there's a particular person that has a veto power. Now, if that person that has a veto power has to talk, He is your mind. If at the contestant, your mind, you're like, please don't that your veto power, use it for me, use it for me, use it for me. Do you get? So these statutory delegates, where a particular candidate is able to win more of those statutory delegates to his side, in addition to the in addition to the um delegates, that is elected delegates, sorry, that's what I was looking for. In addition to the elected delegate, you see that they have greater chance of emerging as the party flag bearer, right? And the last on my list before I end this video is competence. Now, competence plays a major role, but truth be told, if you are going to be realistic, I just have to include this point because there are people that will still vote a particular candidate. There are delegates that will vote a particular candidate because they feel they are capable, they feel they are competent. Now, the truth is, how many people reason this way? How many of those delegates see it this way? So at the end of the day, the real factor that determines almost every other thing will be immediate monetary gain or loyalty and sentiment. So this competence, talking about it as a factor, is such that, okay, there are people, there's a northern delegate who will look at a southeast presidential candidate and be like, this person is capable, so I am going to vote for this person. Now that has become a plus to him or her. Do you get? There's an eastern delegate that will look at a northern presidential aspirant and be like, I may be from the east, but I think this person will do it better. All right, let's give it to this person to do it, right? So in all of these particular circumstances, you see that there are a whole lot of things when that person you think is the best, is the most competent for this particular presidential position, when he doesn't emerge as a flag bearer, invariably, when he doesn't even stand the chance to even contest in the general election, you realize that there are many things that play on the ground. It's not just about whether they are good or they're not good. So these are the various factors we have to look out for, and we just have to pray for the best and pray that the best man wins. Once again, if you haven't applied for your voters card, or if you are planning not to use a voter's card, please, you're wrong. As good citizens, it is your duty and it is your right. Till next time, I'll see you on another video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.